Hello, I'm Anna Delaney with the Information Security Media Group. I'm very pleased to be joined by Amer Deeba, CEO and co-founder at Normalyze. Great to see you, Amer.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you for having me.
So, Amer, what has changed the most in this post-pandemic world and the cybersecurity landscape?
Great question. You know, the pandemic changed a lot of things, but what impacted information security the most is the fast move into the cloud and all that transformation that happened at a very fast pace. We saw companies want to innovate and create new business processes to serve their customers better and faster. And with all of that came a lot of innovation, a lot of building in the cloud, a lot of data moving into the cloud. And all of that created, of course, a lot of opportunities, but came with it a lot of challenges also from a security perspective. And companies now are taking a step back and trying to look at all of that and figure out what's the best way to address it, how to secure these cloud infrastructures and all the data that's piling in it.
So talk more about those challenges. What are your clients struggling with the most?
Great. Our company at Normalyze, we're a 2-year-old company. We were born in the cloud, built it in the cloud. And we talked to a lot of customers recently that are facing these problems. And the challenges they face is really trying to understand where their data is going into these cloud environments and how to secure it. Some of the basic questions we hear from customers: where's my sensitive data? Who has access to it? What type of access they have? How can I manage all that risk that data contains and manage the compliance challenges that come with it? So it's a big problem, especially if you're trying to do it across multi-clouds, and every company these days are in a multi-cloud environment. So to do it in a way that you can really get that visibility and control of the data that you had when the data was on-prem and you had it under control is really the challenge a lot of companies are facing, and security teams are trying to solve it at scale in a multi-cloud type of an environment.
So what's the most challenging aspect of visibility? Where are organizations struggling to get that full view visibility?
Great. Data in the cloud is just kind of got spread in so many various ways across structured and unstructured data. You've put some of it in a platform as a service or infrastructure as a service or in block storage. So all of that kind of proliferation of data that happened is creating that hard challenge for businesses. It's hard to discover it. It's hard to find where the sensitive data is. It's hard to understand where are the risk paths that can lead to a data compromise, to a data breach, to a ransomware. So figuring all of that and figuring it as it's happening in real time is a big problem and a challenge for businesses. So this is where you really need to have, as a security team, have the right framework and kind of the right, think of it as from an architectural point of view, how you get that visibility and that control on an ongoing basis so you can stop these type of threats and be able to kind of be proactive about it and ahead of the game.
Yeah. What missteps do you see organizations make when it comes to accessing that data in the cloud?
The main issues I think we hear from customers is the lack of visibility that they need to have so they can make decisions in real time, understanding, getting the telemetry from all various components within your cloud infrastructure, the assets, the data, the access, bringing all these pieces together and connecting them in a way that gives you that intelligence and allows you to make decisions quickly so you can, if data exfiltration is happening or an attack is happening on your data, then you can see it and you can immediately know that it's happening and act upon it in real time, or even be proactive and figure it out before it happens. So, it's a problem that it's multifaceted, and you need to tackle it in a way that, in an intelligent way, in a scalable way, in an efficient way, so you can really bring all this information in one place and have that visibility on an ongoing basis.
So what's your advice to organizations, maybe practical steps they can take to gain that visibility and that, as you say, that proactive security stance?
A very good question. I think what companies need to know first is try to start with the basics. Start figuring out, okay, we moved into the cloud. We have all these cloud environments that we're innovating with. Now we need to figure out where everything is and get a clear inventory where all the data is, where all the infrastructure pieces that connect to it, who has access to that data and what type of access they have, so they can see where everything is and then make decisions based on that. once you get that visibility, it becomes so much easier to make decisions and then to make the right proactive choices. So you can at least, if someone, for example, you, Anna, has access to a data store in the cloud that contains sensitive information, but you haven't touched that data store for 6 months, why should you have access to it? These just simple decisions that once you have that information, you can make these decisions, it can really help prevent a lot of expensive data breaches from happening in the future.
This is quite new for companies. This is a new environment in the cloud. What are the skills that are required from the security
Great
teams?
questions. I mean, cloud security teams are, I call them the heroes these days, because they have a lot to do and a lot to manage, and the changes in the cloud and CI/CD cycle is happening so fast and so quickly, and so many changes and movements happen. Of course, you need to have the right kind of security skills and understanding of how to build in the cloud and scale in the cloud, and then build the right framework around it from a security perspective, the right tools, the right solutions that can really help you manage the problem in a systematic way, in an organized way, and stay ahead of the game.
What are your thoughts on one provider versus multi-cloud environments?
These days, very rarely we hear customers are in one cloud environment. Pretty much everyone is in a multi-cloud environment because of cost, because of compliance, because of also some environments, like if you're trying to do are better than others. For example, others provide you better tools for AI and machine learning than other environments. Again, depending on your use cases and your application that you're building, we're seeing that more organizations are moving into multi-cloud environments. So whatever you're building in the cloud, it needs to understand and that type of environment, and be able to innovate in that way, in that fashion. Of course, with that comes the other challenge, which it makes things more complicated, more complex, because you have to do it across multi-clouds. But again, if you build the right framework for your security and you bring the right tools that can out of the box work in a multi-cloud environment, then you're going to be fine, and you're approaching it the right way.
How do you see the space evolving over the next year, particularly when it comes to compliance, regulation, those sort of aspects?
Compliance and regulation are not going away. There's a lot of them now, and there is more coming, which I think is a good thing for information security, because it really helps bring the rigor and make organization look for that visibility and bring that control back, so they can see where things are and how to secure it and how to scale that, and in a multi-cloud environment. So it's the reality we're living, and we have to continue living on it, and we have to prepare ourselves so we can provide that data and that information to our data officers and compliance officers at any time. So taking that step back and looking at things that way and preparing for it is the right way to go.
What's your advice to organizations to be prepared, to stay one step ahead of what's coming?
Don't try to do everything yourself. There's a lot of innovation out there and a lot of solutions that can really help you do it faster, do it more efficiently, and do it better in some cases, So be open to this new innovation, to bring it in and to look at it and to explore new ways to do things out of the box in a way, think differently, to use that term. So you can really solve these problems better, faster, quicker, and at the end of the day have more security for your company, for your customers, for your data, period. So
can you just talk about Normalyze and how you help your customers?
Thank you for asking that. So we are a data security platform for everything you build in the cloud and run in the cloud. We cover also on-premise too. We help customers really discover where their sensitive data is, how to secure it, and to do that for data at rest and data in motion across all type of cloud environments, and do that in the most kind of effective way you can do right now. We're constantly innovating. We're helping organizations really solve that problem at scale. And come see us at the RSA conference. We're on Moscone North. So
brilliant. Well, Amer, this has been excellent. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure to be with you, and thank you for hosting me today.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for watching. For iSMG, I'm Anna Delaney.